What's up, everybody? This is Travis from Candid at the Movies, and today I will be reviewing the brand new Apple TV film known as the Beanie Bubble. Now, this movie has a pretty impressive cast. You've got Zach Galifianakis, you've got Elizabeth Banks, you've also got Sarah Snook, and also Geraldine Viswanathan. I said it right. And this movie is basically about the rise of the popularity of Beanie Babies and basically telling you the story of the toy manufacturer, big guy known as Ty, and how he did not want to include the three most important women in his life that helped him create this great franchise known as Beanie Babies. Now, if you don't know what the Beanie Babies are, they were a real popular craze back in the 90s when I was young, where there were these cool little animals that got really popular, and you're basically seeing how they were like the big new rage. Everybody had to have them. They had like this little peak that was like from like 90, I would say like 92, 95 up to about 99. My dates are probably wrong, but they were real high, and then everybody wanted them. People were going broke for them, and then they're just everywhere now and nobody wants one. I really think this is probably Zach Galifianakis' best role he's ever had as an actor. I know a lot of us loved him in The Hangover, but him being an actor and not just being a comedic person, this is his best role he's ever done. He showed great range. He showed how much of that you either liked him as a character or later in the story you thought he was just an asshole. He did really great with this. The character, in all honesty, is very interesting, of the character known as Ty. This is a real story. And it was interesting to see how he deceived a lot of people, took credit for things that he never did, and basically didn't want to pay anybody back for it. It sucks to see that, and especially when you're seeing him in his early life of how his father treated him, and then you see how it came all the way back from him doing the same thing. The women in this movie all showed how prominent they were in his life, and how they honestly, even though they weren't around each other that much, everything that happened reflected on one another. You're seeing how one person was in the early business with him and how he turned his back on her. You're seeing how he was in a loving relationship with one character, how they came together, and then he turned his back on her and her two daughters. And you're even seeing one of the women that came up learning through him gave him the idea of, hey, let's look at eBay and see how that affects us in the long run and makes us more money. And he turned his back on her. It's really telling, and honestly, the real big catch that you can give for this film is, even if you're an entrepreneur or just a friend with somebody, try not to turn your back on them and act like they never helped you. It's a life lesson that we all learned, and hey, you gotta respect it for what it is. And it comes with a good, happy ending. And it's one of those happy endings you feel good for those that succeeded, and you don't feel bad for the ones that failed. But hey, I honestly say this is probably one of the better Apple TV movies that have came out in quite some time. A lot of the Apple stuff doesn't really get recommended, but with this one's really good, and I highly recommend anybody that loves 90s nostalgia, check this out. The soundtrack is really great. You're gonna love a lot of the music that they play. It's under 2 hours. You can get in and get out and enjoy this film. I would give this film, in all honesty, a B. I feel like it's really good. I hope it gets nominations, but I'm not sure if it will. Zach Galifianakis definitely deserves it. A lot of the female cast deserves it because everyone did really good with this film. But are you gonna check this one out? Comment below. Let me know what y'all thinking about this one. Or if you're just gonna skip it altogether. I'd love to hear what people think about it. If you still have Beanie Babies, comment down in the comments and let us know if you still got them. This is Travis from Candid at the Movies. Catch y'all later.